In this video, we're going to talk about both main effects and interactions in experiments and how those can really play out and in an experiment and what they mean. So when we're talking about a main effect, we're saying, is there an overall difference in a particular, for a particular variable? So in this particular example, we're looking at the effect of phototype, either alcohol related or plant related. Remember, that's related to our theory about aggression being becoming associated with alcohol. And word type, aggressive versus neutral. And we are seeing, very little difference here or here, right? So no effect in this particular experiment. On the other hand, if we're looking at drinking condition, so either placebo or drinking a placebo or drinking alcohol, we're finding a main effect of, or finding an average. So averaging out 509 plus 4.72, we have an average of 4.91 compared to 6.60 here. Looks like we have an effect of alcohol. And also, it looks like we may have an effect of body weight, light men versus heavy men. So when we're talking about our main effects in words, generally we're going to start out the main effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable, such that, so for example, the main effect of age on breaking onset was significant, such that younger participants braked more rapidly than older ones, which is what you see here. And for cell phone use, the main effect of cell phone use on breaking onset was significant, such that participants using a cell phone took more time to break than those not using one. Notice we have very small error bars here, and as a result, those differences probably are significant. Now, with interactions, we're asking, is there a difference in differences? And we can do that in either of two ways. So we can compare the differences here versus here. So in this case, our difference between 551 and 562 is minus 11. Here it's 7. And these are statistically significant. Now we can also, here is with our driving study, we can compare across. So here are differences 132, here are differences 174. And these differences are not statistically significant. So 174 is not significantly larger than 132. We don't have an interaction here. So if we're describing an interaction in words, we might say, child chess experts can remember more chess pieces than digits, but adult chess novices can remember more digits than chess pieces. Or we might say, the memory capacity of children depends on their level of expertise. Here's another example. Again, it looks like a crossover interaction. We might say the drunk group was more aggressive than the placebo group, especially for heavy men. Or alcohol leads to aggression, especially for heavy men. So here's our alcohol group, and notice that, the heavy men are scoring most high. So why are interactions more important than main effects? The main effect simply says this thing happened. But the interaction says this is when it happened. It happens with heavy men. And much more important than here with light men. So that moderate, or the fact that it serves as a moderator, is what's interesting. So what I'm going to ask you to do is look at this, turn off your video, and draw this as a line graph. When you're ready, come back. It would look something like this. And you're not surprised that we have this crossover interaction. Notice that these look different than these. Now, again, there's overlap in our error bars, and they tend to be pretty large. So are they statistically significant? Maybe not. Draw this as a bar graph. Again, when you're ready, turn your video off right now, draw it. When you're ready, come back. So in this case, because we don't have, it doesn't appear that we have an interaction, our bars are in each condition mirror each other. They're parallel, right? We're seeing the same pattern of results for younger and older drivers, both in the cell phone condition and not on the cell phone condition. So one more example. Think about how self-esteem affects mood. So Wood et al. Recruited people with different levels of self-esteem. The participants wrote down their thoughts and feelings for 4 minutes, and the researchers randomly assigned half the participants to repeat to themselves a positive self-statement, such as "I'm a lovable person," at 15-second intervals cued by a bell sound. The other half did not repeat the statement. They then completed a subtle measure of positive mood. Here are our data. So what I would ask you to do is look at this. First of all, identify what the independent variable, participant variable, and dependent variables are. For each of your independent and participant variables, think about, is this an independent groups or a within groups variable? Why might they have chosen a factorial design here? Then draw a bar graph and a line graph for Wood et al.'s results. And if you had to guess whether there was a main effect, what would that be? And what about your interactions? And describe these in your own words. And take care. I'll see you in the next video.